Sorry about that. All right, first up is his discussion about the player versus player stuff today.
Hi guys, Knox Bain here.
Ryu.
I would like to discuss, get a little more in depth about PvP and PvE. I'll break it down for those of you that don't know. PvP is player versus player. That's mainly our combat scenarios, the tournament style games, team style games, and battle royal style games are what we have planned for PvP at this point in time. Ryu came up with a pretty interesting concept earlier that we will do a tournament with teams, and the winners of the tournament get to be the bad guys for the PvE. So that way all teams get to take a turn. Pretty cool. The team, team deathmatch, if so forth, as an example. We're trying to get the kinks worked out on that a little bit.
And a few more people. That would be very helpful. Seriously. Feel free to contact us about this stuff. I promise you'll like it.
Yeah, we need some people. We're kind of growing a little bit now. We got a few people that are going to come and join. We'd like to make this bigger.
So what about the PvE part?
The PvE part is going to be choreographed to some extent. Picture it like
story mode in a video game.
Yeah, questing. Depending on what the lore masters decide.
That would be us, by the way, just so you know.
We can have an armor set or different weapons, or
we could have an entirely separate character if you wanted for the two separate scenarios.
Yeah, but I'm saying
right.
you can pick things up along the way, like armor piece, sword. It's questing. That's why another reason that we encourage even people who don't want to engage in combat to join what we're trying to do. It's something for everybody.
Which is where the whole merchant thing we did from our intro video comes in. So people can be a merchant, they can be a quest giver,
used car
they can be a
salesman.
freaking king if they want to.
Yeah.
Which we'll talk more on that later.
Yeah, and we also have, for the battle royal idea, that's pretty basic. The amount of people that are there that day, every man for himself. A battle till the last man stands.
But be prepared. We might do a crossover here and there between the two styles, and have the villains from last week come in and just try and crash the party. We could choreograph that pretty easily.
There is one thing we were discussing. The PvP, we are going to allow to be 98% free-forming, non-choreographed battles where if you win, you win. You lose, you lose. Yeah, that's what makes it fun. It's a skill or teamwork could be the determining factor on how you win. Like I said, if you don't have skill, or if you're not into the combat thing, then there are other things that you can do to still participate and not have to worry about combat. You can make weapons.
You can make yourself the referee for our tournaments if you wanted to.
We can teach you what to look for in weapons, and you can inspect weapons.
That, and in just a minute, I'll touch on our weapons specs.
Yeah, that's pretty much going to be his video. So as of right now, that's basically what we're thinking. I think that about cuts it for this one.
Do you want to do one video or two videos? It don't matter to me.
We can just keep going.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Alright, so next up is how our weapon specs are going to work. We will allow foam, live action roleplay type weapons, like my very worn and beaten Master Sword here.
Plastic dips.
We will allow these, but you cannot hit hard. You can hit for about, say, 25% of what you can actually do.
Yeah.
The best you can do is tap somebody. Do not full force strike them because these things hurt a lot.
I gotta touch base on that. That's in the rules. Practice safety. We're gonna be putting more rules in and making things a little more clear. One that I will have when it comes to safety is during a battle, if you are given 3 verbal warnings about how hard you are hitting, you will be suspended for the next 3 battles. And then when you come back, if this occurs again, we will ask you to leave the group because we are not trying to hurt nobody. This is for fun.
And back on the weapon specs, we will allow wooden weapons, but you must cover them. I'm sure you guys recognize this from my first video. This is a plain wooden sword I made. There's no foam on it, so I can't use it. Cannot use this thing whatsoever because it'll hurt. If I were to hit him with this right now, I'd probably break something, even though it's only pine, but still. And if I catch you with something metal, you will not like what happens. If you bring something metal into this, you don't get a warning.
Yeah, you're going to be excluded from that battle, and we'll talk to you. And if you refuse to follow the rules,
you will be asked to leave.
You will be terminated from the group.
I'm sure you guys have seen in our previous battle video our other foam weapons. You feel free to order types like these. Yes, this is a Sword Art Online type of sword. I ordered it off online. You'll notice I broke these off. Don't worry about it. But these are much safer than that Master Sword I showed you a little bit ago, but they still hurt quite a bit. Like, do you hear that? That hurts.
Weapon classes, is something that we're still working the tweaks out on.
You will be allowed to make your own as long as he'll get into how that works on himself because I usually just order mine.
We as of right now, we're kind of playing with the bow thing. We're kind of back and forth on that. I want to encourage bows because I want there to be something for everybody. So we're trying to make rules where everything is fair and, people can't take advantage or be OP. And when you look in our classes, when you see like the warrior class gets the throwing knife, well, we're going to make that as a projectile that, you can make yourself, or if you buy something LARP approved that passes, safety inspection,
Feel free to bring it.
Yeah, and we would prefer for it to be, something like 6 inches long, maybe a little longer, 6 to 8 inches.
Have it be about the length of this right here.
Maybe a little longer.
How about that?
Yeah.
That look about right for your average throwing knife?
Yeah, that's about 6 inches. So about 6 inches, 6 to 8, somewhere around there.
Always used for a pocket knife.
Well, I'm just saying that so you're not throwing something the size of a piece of plywood at a guy, and it's just unfair.
Yeah, that will be a warning.
You got to remember, if you hit with that throwing knife, that's an instant kill. So that person has to be able to shield or dodge to be able to block that instant kill. So you see why you can't throw something.
And yes, you can deflect them. If you deflect it, you better hope you're fast enough to pick it up. And that's why we're on the weapons things. That's why we're also including magic in this, because we want something for everybody. Like, I got a guy the other day who asked me if we'd have magic. I said, yes. He's like, cool, I'm in. So, magic helps. It really does. Anything on magic?
I'm cool with it. It's...
I will come up with more rules for magic-based and weapon-based, and we're also going to touch on a class change that we came up with. We're going to change the name of one of them, but we're going to keep his perks and stuff all the same.
Yeah, we'll add a little to it. We'll just tell them what it is.
We're going to change the name of our priest class on our page that was written down. We're going to change the name to monk. That way we have a hand-to-hand type guy.
Yeah, it's an unarmed combat.
Because we all know that one person who loves to do that.
Square up then.
Like that.
Square up then. But on a serious note, this is the, I guess the last discussion topic that we wanted to touch base on with this video is recruiting. Come on out. I think Thursday is going to be our day. We're going to try to shoot for twice a month, but we'll do once a month now. We'll schedule Thursdays because that works better for one of his buddies, works better for me, works better for him.
My days off are usually on Tuesdays, so
Yeah.
I'll try. I can't make no
We'll have
promises.
try to
But
change
I have been
that.
switching over to day shift, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem.
So, and you know, that's the thing. We're out here in Northwest Kansas. You know, people are distance away.
Yes, it's the middle of nowhere.
So we make these videos at night when we get off of work. It's usually like midnight or later. So that's, you know, kind of one of the cogs that we're trying to fix.
I
But,
do have one more thing to touch on with weapons, especially with making your own. You will have to make sure that you don't hit hard even with anything, because, again, like you said earlier, safety. We want people to not get hurt here.
Yeah, this is for fun. I mean, yeah, and I'm getting off topic, but he did say something earlier about magic. When I decided to create this group, and then while me and him decided to create this group, we decided, we researched and I looked into, you know, the 4 or 5 basic types of LARP guilds that exist. And I decided to go with fantasy, and then I ran that idea around, you know, to him, and we both agreed. That's kind of how our decision-making process goes. But we are a fantasy-based LARP, so magic is included. I mean, there's nothing crazy. You know, you can't spirit bomb a group of people. You can't blow up a planet. You know, it's not that crazy. I mean, there may be later down the road a PvE game where it's, you know, post-apocalyptic, where the world has been destroyed, and we're
Because
trying to get to
if
this
you guys are
point.
paying attention during his interview video, he's from the future.
I'm
even
from a
another
different
planet.
dimension. Yeah.
Another planet, another dimension. We plan on having a thing where he gets to go home, and he might even get to take me with him, and we'll get to fight there.
I'm from Dimension X, where there's a bunch of brains and exoskeletons running around. That's Ninja Turtles reference. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he likes Krang and Brain. Sorry.
But anyways, come on out. Come check it out. I mean, it's still in the early stages, but we want to get this thing going. We're kind of in the building process right now, but you know, come check it out. We'll have drinks. We'll have just some
Feel
good
free to
fun.
subscribe though, because that would be immensely helpful. Because the more subscribers we get, the farther out there we can go. And heck, you could be in California and schedule your own day to come out if you wanted to, but I won't make you do that.
So, this is Knox Bane, and good night, everyone.
Ryu, peace out.